This is Nightline.
Tonight, the latest trend to achieve perky perfection. Yoga boobs.
Come with me to get a non-surgical breast enhancement.
As celebs like Kylie Jenner and Kristen Cavallari come clean about their own surgeries, others are popping into places like New York City's Cleavage Clinic for a quicker fix.
A lot of patients actually come get their treatment on their lunch break and then go back to work.
Gone is the Baywatch-style body of yesteryear.
The yoga boob ballerina trend, I think it's a hot trend associated with the Pilates body.
Is bigger no longer better? Plus, Kate Spade, the woman behind those colorful, stylish it bags of the 90s, worn by celebs everywhere and immortalized by Sex and the City.
Well, I have them at home, but they won't fit in my Kate Spade purse.
Now, the late designer's best friend sharing stories about her beloved Katie.
She was incredibly shy. She was probably one of the most empathetic people I've ever met.
And her private struggles.
I think a lot of people remember her for how she left, and I want them to remember her for how she lived.
And remembering Anne Burrell, the shocking death of the celebrity chef and big personality behind shows like Worst Cooks in America and Secrets of a Restaurant Chef.
From ABC News headquarters in New York, this is Nightline.
Thanks for joining us. Tonight, a new trend in breast enhancement as celebrities and influencers pull back the curtain to fans on the modifications they've made. Meet the women who are opting for a more natural look that's being dubbed yoga boobs. Breast enhancement isn't new, but now the girlies are spilling the tea.
All my dreams are coming true today.
From Kylie Jenner revealing exactly what she says she had done, writing on a fan's TikTok, 445cc, moderate profile, half under the muscle, silicone. Hope this helps, LOL. To Kristen Cavallari on her Let's Be Honest podcast.
So I was 300 cc's before, and now I'm 340. I think why they look substantially bigger is because they are laying better.
And model Sammy Sheen writing on her Instagram, I got silicone, moderate profile, under the muscle, 350cc. As more celebs come clean about their cosmetic enhancements, a new trend takes hold.
Come with me to get a non-surgical breast enhancement.
A rising new look dubbed yoga boobs or ballerina breasts.
I personally just wanted to have this more natural look.
For 26-year-old content creator and influencer Cassidy Conde, this was the aesthetic she was looking for. In the latest evolution in beauty procedures, women across the nation are looking for what they say is a more natural breast appearance.
I do think that it is becoming a trend online, and people are definitely following that more slimmer, natural fit look.
The yoga boob ballerina trend, I think it's a hot trend associated with the Pilates body, or, how people look when they do ballet.
And here at the Cleavage Clinic in New York City, they say they are helping people achieve just that without having to get surgery.
All of our services require minimal to no downtime. A lot of patients actually come get their treatment on their lunch break and then go back to work after.
As trends shift to a more athletic look, for some, gone are the days of traditionally larger breast implants.
I think that the trend of yoga boobs, ballerina boobs, is a big thing right now because it looks healthy and it's also more empowering.
A stark contrast from the plastic surgery days of yesteryear, like Baywatch babe Pamela Anderson, known for her curvaceous figure, though she famously removed her implants in 1999. And former Playboy model Kendra Wilkinson from The Girls Next Door, saying in 2018 that her breast augmentation was, quote, the best investment of her life.
There's railroad workers, and I had to spice up their day a little bit.
But years later saying she was hoping to remove them. And Megan Fox recently talking about her procedures on the Call Her Daddy podcast.
I said, I don't care what's on trend. Give me 1990s stripper. That's what I want. And he did it.
This new trend focuses more on a smaller, slender, and more subtle look.
There's been a really significant uptick over the past 6 months to a year in people coming in and looking for this long, lean, toned aesthetic for their whole body.
and patients are lining up to get these barely noticeable augmentations.
I read about fat transfer, and I liked the fact that it's your own body's fat. It goes into your breasts. It doesn't look fake. Natural was a very big part of my decision.
There's a range of ways to achieve that subtle look, from non-invasive options like PRP and Sculptra to fat transfers to smaller traditional implants. According to the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, these methods are only getting more popular.
People are saying, I want it to look like I've always looked this way. That's the driving force here.
You should definitely talk to your doctor before getting any procedure to make sure that you are as healthy as possible before getting into that operating room.
Cleavage Clinic's co-founders, Noelle Villela and Bree Tomaselli, only opened their doors 6 months ago. The non-surgical clinic offers breast-enhancing services at a fraction of the cost compared to traditional surgery.
Morpheus 8 is microneedling and radiofrequency for skin tightening and lifting effect. PRP is platelet-rich plasma. We essentially take your blood, spin it in a machine called a centrifuge that separates the red blood cells from the plasma, and then we inject that into the breast tissue, which stimulates collagen production. And another similar treatment that we offer is Sculptra, which is a biostimulator, and once injected into the breast tissue, it also stimulates collagen. And we see an amazing result from that.
Prices for their treatments range between $4,440 to $6,800.
It's been a lot busier than we had anticipated. We have had people fly in from other states and consulted people from other countries. We've also have celebrities and influencers sliding in to our DMs.
Here's me walking in the airport. I came here all the way from Salt Lake City, Utah, flew out to New York because I found them on Instagram.
So yesterday you had your treatment, and how do you feel so far?
I feel great. Woo! I'm getting Sculptra and PRP into the boobs.
At Cassidy's first session, she received the PRP and Sculptra treatment, hoping to get ever so slightly larger, perkier breasts. Results can last up to 5 years, with maintenance sessions recommended every 1 to 2 years.
I didn't want to go under the knife. I also was just leaning more towards less downtime and just getting straight into what I do on a normal day-to-day. I could go through my day and just walk around in minimal pain 2 out of 10. It was amazing.
PRP may be less invasive, but it still carries health risks. Experts say it can cause swelling, bruising, lumps or nodules, uneven results, and skin reactions under the surface.
When do you think I'll see my final full results?
You'll see your final result 3 months after your last session.
I went out with my friends. They were like, oh my gosh, they look amazing. But it didn't look unnatural. It just looked like I had a great push-up bra on.
While subtle, temporary breast lifts are trending, some women are still choosing surgery.
I was always self-conscious about my boobs. I just thought I was way too young for my breasts to be as saggy as they were.
Barbara Nestoros always knew she wanted a breast lift. After researching fat transfers, she booked a consultation at Dr. Darren Smith's office.
He told me I would love to take it from your inner outer thighs, your abdomen, and be prepared for the results. They're gonna look very puffy and very swollen the first few weeks, but then they're gonna go down. They're gonna start to set naturally. That's what I wanted, I wanted natural.
If a patient is coming in with an A-cup breast, in the past, they were often asking to go for a large C, a smaller, even moderate D cup. But now a lot of these same patients are coming in and asking for a full B. I'm getting a lot of requests for a full B right now.
There's a rise in the rate of popularity of other types of procedures like fat transfer. But with that, there are also risks that you should still be aware of: infection, damage to nearby structures, and even problems that can come later in life or chronic effects associated with those issues.
Dr. Smith says traditional implants are still in the mix, just a lot smaller these days. His practice says they can run you upwards of $25,000. Breast implants can also come with risks, including pain, rupture, and breast cancer.
Just as much as we see trends for body modifications, there is a trend for body positivity, where people are working on making sure that they are happy in the body that they were given. At the end of the day, it's what makes you happy.
For Cassidy and Barbara, they say their new appearance has been nothing short of life-changing.
Definitely more confident as far as like outfits go. I've, worn a bathing suit with a plunge. I've gone out like to dinners and stuff where I would always be self-conscious and like constantly checking my top. I've just been definitely way more confident since I got them done.
And as styles continue to shift, they say they'll always lean into the more classic look.
I think the trends will come and go, but I think that enhancing your natural beauty will always be a trend and it will always be in.
And when we come back, we switch gears to the amazing Kate Spade, the late designer's longtime best friend, opening up about who her beloved Katie really was and how the it fashion bag came to be. Welcome back. Kate Spade changed the world with her colorful, lively purses, making fun fashion affordable. Her shocking death still painful for her decades-long best friend and business partner, Elise Aarons. She wants the world to know Kate Spade as she did. Here's ABC's Deborah Roberts.
It was the it bag of the 90s and early 2000s. The Kate Spade, colorful, attainable, and oh so stylish. Even on display on TV shows like Gossip Girl and Sex and the City.
Well, I have them at home, but they won't fit in my Kate Spade purse.
And carried by celebrities like Gwyneth Paltrow and the Olsen twins. The face of the wildly popular brand, Kate Spade. But to Elise Aarons, she was simply her best friend.
We knew her as Kate Spade. You knew her as Katie.
Yes.
Tell me about your Katie.
Katie was one of the funniest people I've ever met. She was incredibly shy. Was not the person to sort of jump out and want to be on stage. But she was probably one of the most empathetic people I've ever met. She cared deeply about other people's feelings all the time.
The pair meeting in college, two spunky, ambitious young women bonding over their love for the Mary Tyler Moore Show and dreaming of becoming stylish, independent women like the hit comedy's heroine.
What's dumb is rejecting the idea because of some stupid prejudice. That is dumb.
Elise sharing intimate details about their close bond in her memoir, We Might Just Make It After All, My Best Friendship with Kate Spade. The title and homage to the theme song of the show.
You're gonna make it after all. We loved Mary. She was so important to us. We wanted to be like Mary as when we were growing up.
What was it about the sisterhood with the two of you?
You know, I think a lot of women have these really powerful relationships. And if you're lucky enough to find someone who really understands you and gets you and is loyal and trustworthy, and you know you're going to be with them the rest of your life, no matter what happens.
After college, the two Midwesterners moving to New York City, pursuing careers in marketing and fashion. Katie landing at Mademoiselle magazine on her second day in the city.
She was a very studious person, and she worked really hard. And that's probably those Midwestern roots. She got to work early, she would stay late, and she really followed the direction of the editors there.
Then, with her boyfriend at the time, Andy Spade, she came up with a plan for a fashion brand.
Katie and Andy called me one night, and he said, why don't you guys have a handbag company? And Katie was like, what handbags? I don't know how to design. And he said, yes, but you know what's missing and you know what you love.
What were you two trying to achieve?
Well, it was really Katie's idea. And she noticed what was missing in the American handbag market. And it was really simple, chic, beautiful designs, but also at a price point that women could afford. So they were designer, but they were attainable to most people.
The brand launching in 1993, Elise, one of the co-founders.
Did you have a hint at that point that you were on to something that might be big?
The second I saw the designs of those bags, I knew they were going to be great.
What was this Kate Spade woman all about?
Oh, there's so many of them, but I think she's interesting and curious and had her own independent style and wanted something that was functional but chic at the same time.
The brand exploding in popularity, expanding to clothing design, accessories, even a perfume. Kate Spade was at the top of the fashion world and a household name.
I work with my husband, I work with my best friend, so far it's actually been a lot of fun. It's been pretty exciting.
And so suddenly Kate Spade,
Yes.
the grown-up name, but she said, don't expect me to be Kate.
Right? She didn't want to be the person at the forefront. It's sort of like in a rock group who becomes famous. You remember the lead singer, but you don't remember the drummer or the bass player's name necessarily. And that's just what happens.
The founders selling the business in 2006. Elise and Kate reuniting a decade later to found the brand, Frances Valentine.
Well, I think for Frances Valentine, our mantra is wear what makes you happy. They're pieces that just bring joy to anyone who owns them.
Despite her success, privately, Kate was having struggles, hinting at them in an interview with NPR.
I also am very a nervous person. I worry a lot, and Andy could not be more different.
You were like the sleepless nights person?
Yes. And always, the sky is falling.
You would later talk about Kate had suffered from depression. Did you see evidence of that as you worked over the years?
It was really in those later years that she was seeking help for it.
Then in 2018, an unspeakable tragedy. At age 55, Kate took her own life.
A stunning and sad headline here in New York City tonight. Well-known designer Kate Spade was found dead in her apartment today, her death an apparent suicide.
The news sending shockwaves through the fashion world and beyond.
So take me back to June 5th, 2018. It was a seismic moment in the fashion world to lose Kate Spade. And you said you were just as stunned as everybody else to lose her.
Mm-hmm. I was. It's just, I think anyone who's gone through that with a family member or a loved one is never prepared for that. And it's shocking to lose someone in that tragic way.
You are very personal in the book. You include a very personal letter. You say that Kate says, you were the first person in my life to really show me how it feels to be truly loved. How do you feel when all these years later, when you read that note?
I can't read that letter without crying every time. And it's a good cry, but it's still very emotional for me.
Elise continuing to honor her friend's creative spirit and love of fashion.
After her death, you decided to recreate two of her favorite vintage pieces.
Yes.
A caftan and an embroidered sweater. What brought that on?
Those were two of her favorite pieces. And so we made those and, of course, they sold out immediately.
And now shining a new light on Katie in the pages of her new book.
I think a lot of people remember her for how she left, and I want them to remember her for how she lived.
And what do you want her legacy to be?
Just one of the most creative, wonderful people who was the best friend anyone could ever have.
Our thanks to Deborah. If you or someone you know is in crisis, free confidential help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call or text the National Lifeline at 988. And when we come back, remembering Anne Burrell, celebrity chef extraordinaire, whose shocking death has shaken the culinary world and beyond. And finally tonight, remembering the late, great Anne Burrell. The celebrity chef and longtime host of Worst Cooks in America died earlier today in her home in Brooklyn. Fans drawn to her signature laugh and her no-holds-barred style of judging.
Frankie, why did you just throw those tomatoes away?
I apologize.
Her family calling her a beloved wife, sister, daughter, stepmother, and friend. And saying her smile lit up every room. Anne Burrell was 55. Our thoughts are with her family tonight. That's Nightline. You can watch all of our full episodes on Hulu. We'll see you right back here, same time tomorrow. Thanks for staying up with us. Good night, America.